Hello students, in this slide we will discuss the specific speed and model testing of centrifugal pump. We will also discuss what is the priming, what its importance in centrifugal pump and cavitation in centrifugal pump. So we will start with specific speed of centrifugal pump. So we need to discuss first that what is the specific speed. So the specific speed of a centrifugal pump is defined as the speed of geometrically similar pump which would deliver 1 cubic meter of liquid per second against a head of 1 meter. It means this specific speed will give the relationship between the discharge against the head imparted by the pump. It is denoted by NS. I had written the same definition over here. You can read out this definition. So the important part of the specific speed is discharge, because specific speed depends upon the value of the discharge of the hydraulic system against the head imparted by the impeller of the pump. So we all know that the formula of discharge is area into velocity of flow. Area of the pump is pi dB, where d is the diameter and b is the width of the casing, and velocity of flow we are denoting here with Vf. So Q is directly proportional to diameter of casing, width and velocity of flow. So we know that width of the impeller depends upon diameter of the impeller. If width increases, it means diameter of the impeller decreases, and if width increases, diameter decreases. So from equation number 1 we have Q proportional to d square into Vf, because we put d in the place of b, so Q is directly proportional to d square into Vf. Tangential velocity of the pump is pi dn by 60. It means tangential velocity is directly proportional to d into n, where n is in rpm. Now tangential velocity and velocity of flow are related to the manometric head. We all know that u is equal to phi into under root 2 GHM, where phi is the speed ratio and Vf is also equal to Kf into under root 2 GHM. So from these formula, u and Vf is directly proportional to the manometric head. This is equation number 4. So we have these 4 equations in which Q is directly proportional to dBVF. With this relation we can write that Q is directly proportional to d square into Vf. Tangential velocity is pi dn by 60 and tangential velocity is also proportional to the manometric head. Now we can put the value of u in equation 3. What is the equation number 3? Equation number 3 is this: u is equal to pi dn by 60. We can put this value from here to here and we get under root hm proportional to dn, and from this relation, why I had write this, because u proportional to hm and u is also proportional to dn, that's why under root hm proportional to dm, and from this relation we get d directly proportional to under root hm by n. After substituting the value of d in equation number 2, what is equation number 2? Equation number 2 is this, where Q is directly proportional to d square into Vf. So we can put the value of d from this relation to in equation number 2, and we get, after the simplification, we get Q directly proportional to K into hm to the power 3 by 2 upon n square, where K is a constant of proportionality. So we had to calculate the value of this proportionality constant, and for this we put value of HM. It means manometric head is 1 meter, discharge 1 meter cube per second, and in that case, because we know these things from the definition of a specific speed, that this is the speed of the pump which would deliver 1 cubic meter of liquid. That's why we put Q is equal to 1 meter cube per second against a head of 1 meter. That's why we had taken the value of HM is equal to 1 meter, and in that case speed of the pump will become NS, that is the specific speed. So now we will put all these values in equation number 5, and we get the value of proportionality constant is equal to Ns square. By putting the value of this K is equal to Ns square in equation number 5, we get the value of a specific speed is N under root Q Hm to the power 3 by 4. This is the value of the specific speed. Now we will discuss about the model testing of centrifugal pump. Why we need model testing? So before manufacturing any large sized machine, their models which are in complete similarity with the actual machines are made, and these actual machines are called prototypes, and this similarity type of structure is called models. Tests are conducted on the models and performance of the prototypes are predicted. The complete similarity between the model and actual pump will exist if these following conditions will satisfied. So what is the conditions? First condition is specific speed of the model is equal to specific speed of prototype. Specific speed of model is N root Q Hm to the power 3 by 4. This M represents model and this P represents prototype. So specific speed of model is equal to specific speed of prototype. Second condition is tangential velocity is U is equal to pi dn by 60, and we all know that U is also proportional to Hm. So Hm proportional to dm. So Hm upon dm is equal to constant, where d is the diameter of the impeller and n is the speed of the impeller in rpm. So this relationship Hm upon dn for model should be equal to the prototype. Third equation is Q proportional to D square into Vf. Why? Because Q proportional to D into B into Vf, but D is also proportional to the B. That's why Q proportional D square into Vf, and Vf is proportional to the Dn, because Vf and U are proportional with each other, and U is proportional to Dn. From this relation, so we get Q proportional to D cube N, or we can say Q divided by D cube N is constant. So this relationship for model should be equal to this relationship for prototype. Last, fourth, that is power of the pump. We all know that power of the pump is rho g q Hm divided by 75, that is in horsepower. From this relationship, you can see that power proportional to Q into Hm. Q is directly proportional to D cube into N from this relationship, and Hm D cube N and Hm proportional to Dn. So we can write D square N square in place of Hm. So P upon D to the power 5 N cube should be constant, or the value of this relation or the value of this quantity of model should be equal to the prototype. This is the model testing of the centrifugal pump. Now we will discuss priming of the centrifugal pump and why it is important in case of smooth running of the centrifugal pump. So First, the basic definition of priming, that what is the priming. So priming of a centrifugal pump is defined as an operation in which the suction pipe casing of the pump and a portion of delivery pipe up to the delivery valve is completely filled up from outside source with the liquid to be raised by the pump before starting the pump. So before starting the pump, we fill the centrifugal pump up to the delivery valve with that liquid that which pump is to be pumped. Why we do why this priming is required? Because when the pump is not in running condition, in that case air trapped inside the pump and the air from these parts of the pump is removed and these parts are filled with the liquid to be pumped. We all know the work done by the impeller is equal to 1 by GVW to U2, which is equal to the head imparted by the pump. So you can see with this equation that this equation is independent of the density of the liquid. It means that when pump is running in air, the head generated is in terms of meter of air. So if the air is trapped inside the centrifugal pump and the pump is running with this air, in that case head generated is in terms of meter of air. And when the pump is running with water, the head generated is same meter of water. But as you all know that density of air is very low as compared to water, in that condition the generated head of air in terms of equivalent meter of water head is negligible. So in that condition the water may not be sucked from the pump. So in that condition, to avoid this situation or to avoid this difficulty, priming is required in centrifugal pump. I had written all these points over here, you can read out. Now the major problem of the hydraulic system is cavitation, that we will discuss here. That what is the cavitation? Cavitation occurs in all type of hydraulic devices. It can be the turbine, it can be the pump. So what is the cavitation? Cavitation is defined as the phenomena of formation of vapor bubble of a flowing liquid in a region where the pressure of the liquid falls below its vapor pressure, and sudden collapsing of these vapor bubble in a region of higher pressure. When the vapor bubbles collapse, a very high pressure is created and the metallic surface on which this pressure is subjected causes the pitting action. This pitting action or the cavities are formed on the metallic surface is called cavitation, and it also considerable noise and vibrations are also produced because of that sudden collapsing of the vapor bubbles. Cavitation also includes formation of water bubbles of the flowing liquid and collapsing of the vapor bubbles. Formation of vapor bubbles of the flowing liquid take place only whenever the pressure in any region falls below vapor pressure. When the pressure of the flowing liquid is less than its vapor pressure, the liquid starts boiling and vapor bubbles are formed. These vapor bubbles are carried along with the flowing liquid to higher pressure zone, where these vapors condense and bubbles collapse. Due to sudden collapsing of the bubbles on the metallic surface, high pressure is produced and it will generate high local stress on the surface, and that's why surface of the hydraulic system gets damaged. This is the major problem of the hydraulic system. What precaution we can take against the cavitation? These are some precautions. The pressure of the flowing liquid in any part of the hydraulic system should not be allowed to fall below its vapor pressure. If the flowing liquid is water, in that condition the absolute pressure head should not be below 2.5 meter of water, which is the vapor pressure of the water. A special material coating can be done on the metallic system, that is aluminum bronze coating or stainless steel coating. These materials are cavitation resistant material. Now, what is the cavitation in centrifugal pump and where it occurs in case of the centrifugal pump? So, in centrifugal pump, cavitation may occur at the inlet of the impeller of the pump, because at the inlet of the impeller of the pump pressure is very less, or at the suction side of the pump. Cavitation occurs on that place where the pressure is very low. Hence, the pressure at the suction side of the pump drops below the vapor pressure of the liquid. Then cavitation may occur at that side. The cavitation in a pump can be noted by a sudden drop in efficiency and head. So, in order to determine the cavitation, we calculate the critical Thomas cavitation factor. And what is Thomas cavitation factor? Thomas cavitation factor is HB minus HS minus HLS upon H. We can write HB as H atmospheric minus HV, that is vapor pressure. HATM is atmospheric pressure head. HV is vapor pressure head in meter of water. HS is suction pressure head in meter of water. HL is head loss due to friction in suction pipe, and capital H is head developed by the pump. With the help of this formula, we can calculate what is the cavitation factor and what pressure we should maintain inside the pipe at the inlet of the impeller and in suction pipe of centrifugal pump. That's all for today's lecture. Thank you.